Hey, it's the right Rican. And what's wrong with New York? I'm seriously, it's like, look, I'm a native New Yorker. I was born and raised, but seriously, New York, you got to get your shit together. There's no nice way of saying it. You really do. It's like, do you not see the insanity of voting the same people into power? Look how power hungry these people are. It doesn't matter whether we're talking about Cuomo, whether we're talking about DeBozo. It doesn't matter. You're voting in people who love the power, and I mean it's showed by both of these people. And I'm going to run through Cuomo because I think the whole thing about the COVID vaccination is going to piss me off more, and I'm probably going to end up talking more about it. But so yeah, so let me just start with Cuomo, and it goes here. So Letitia James, the one who also was politically persecuting Trump during the investigation. Now she just released a report on Cuomo. So I mean, it'd be funny if Andrew now, if he claims political persecution. Just real quick, Governor Cuomo sexually, this is according to the report, Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women, and here's the key thing: retaliated against a former employee who complained in violation of state and federal law. New York Attorney General Letitia James concluded in a 165-page report released Tuesday. The Attorney General's probe, which included interviews with 179 people, found that Cuomo harassed current and former staff members from 2013 to 2020. It goes, this is a sad day for New York because independent investigators have concluded that Governor Cuomo sexually harassed multiple women. In doing so, broke the law, James said in a statement. So, yeah, I mean, I know he's been denying this whole time, which that's what he's going to do. But if they're going to file criminal charges against him, I wonder if he's going to try to fight it, or is he going to resign and then fight it? But this is a mess. And yeah, then like I said, just going to bring that up. It's not much to really talk about there, but because I mean it's all been said, several women, I mean stuff where he made women feel uncomfortable, touched women inappropriately, and he's not above the law. He has to face the music, and let's see what happens in terms of a prosecution. And then the next bozo, as I call him, DeBozo here, he wants to run for governor too. I mean, he tried to run for president as a failed New York City mayor. He tried to run for president. I didn't know what he was thinking. I mean, he's still thinking about running for governor, and how he won 2 terms. I mean, I know why he won 2 terms in New York, just because New Yorkers forget who helped clean up the city. You didn't have to agree with everything, the way he did everything, but Giuliani changed New York. And basically Bloomberg kept up a lot of, especially with the crime stuff, kept up with it. And what DeBozo has shown is his these Democrat policies don't work. They're excuse me, they really don't work. And he's inept, but I mean, he's power hungry. He's power hungry. He wanted to be president. Since he's never will win president, he will go for governor now. Hopefully he doesn't win governor either. I'm sure he's despised in New York. I shouldn't say. There's a lot of regret in voting for him in New York. I could say that. But this is what you get. You have to. Are we gonna be sheep, or are we gonna be wolves? Are we gonna fight back this? Because look, New York City, the first in the nation to require vaccinations for indoor activities. Um, it goes here. De Blasio just announced the Key to New York City Pass initiative, the first in the nation that will require vaccinations for workers and customers in indoor dining, fitness, and entertainment settings. Those who can't provide proof of vaccination will be denied entry. Now, here's my thought on that. Right there. I'm glad I don't live in New York City. I don't care that I'm vaccinated. I think this is bullshit. This is the irony. And it talks about this in the article here. But I'll kind of say it how I'll say it instead of reading it. In these times when the crazy left, the woke left, whatever you want to call them, leftists, in a time when everything is racist, showing an ID to vote is racist, but proof of vaccinations, perfectly fine. There's no problem. There's nothing racist about that. And these are the same people who scream equity, that, policies that affect brown and black and brown people, black and Hispanic people, Latino, however you want to say it. These are the people that scream when policies affect them, affect us more than others, that makes a policy racist. Well, here's the whole thing with this. The majority, well, I shouldn't say the majority, but a lot more Blacks and Latinos are vaccine hesitant. With that being said, if the majority in New York City of people who don't have the vaccine are Blacks and Latinos, then who are the people going to be denied entry? Guess what? Blacks and Latinos. So all these people who scream equity, where's your equity now? This is a law that clearly is going to affect Blacks and Latinos more, but where's your screaming racism? Oh, you agree with it, so it's okay. When it's other stuff where oh no, this is proof that this is racist. Oh, because you disagree with the policy. So it has nothing to do. Here's the whole thing. This is why I talk about that these policies, when they scream equity and call things racist, it's a power play. It has nothing to do with racism. Anti-racism is just racism. That's all it is. And you have these people that will scream that because they disagree with a policy, because you can't guarantee how a policy is going to affect people, whether, how it's going to affect society at large, let alone individual groups. So here we go. They're mandating vaccines. Oh, well, you have to show proof of vaccination. So let's say, you have to have your vaccination card or an app or something like that. And it's like, wait a minute, but isn't that supposed to be racist? Showing proof of identification. So showing proof of vaccination, shouldn't that be racist? Huh? It doesn't affect everybody equitably. So this is the hypocrisy of the left. When they don't agree with a policy, they bludgeon you to death with racism instead of trying to fight with facts. They'll fight you with the emotion of racism. So here, I challenge you lefties. Where is, since this is going to affect Black and Latinos more than white people, then especially there in New York City, isn't that racist then? According to you guys, when there's an unequitable outcome, that makes it racist. So to me, that's the stuff that drives me nuts. It's like, here you go. There's, I'm using your own logic against you. This stuff, you always talk about equity. Well, here you go. If you're going to say showing an ID to vote is racist, while showing my vaccine card is racist. Just using your logic, because that's what you guys like to do. You guys don't want to prove facts. Look, we need to fight this. This is about freedom. If they could they could declare any emergency, uh, roll out any type of medication. If they could make you put medicine or a vaccine into your body, you're not free. You have you know that this is the whole stupid thing. I saw someone saying that about, or like, I think it was Don Lemonhead or Chris Cuomo, who said, oh, you're not free to infect other people. Bullshit. If I have then how the hell do we get sick? How the hell do we get colds? How do you get the flu? We haven't mandated flu vaccines. We haven't mandated lockdowns because of the flu. People still go to work sick. They shouldn't, but they do. And sometimes, sometimes people come to work sick and they'll get sent home because, oh, dude, you're too sick. You got to go home. So yes, you do have, you don't, it's not cool to get somebody else sick, but to say that you don't have the freedom to walk around just because of a disease that, this pandemic gets rid of our freedom. No, that's bullshit. You got to fight it. The government doesn't give us our rights. Just because I'm sick doesn't mean that I can't go outside to go for a walk. Getting the sun, you get vitamin D from the sun, which is good for you, which will help you get better. But this is what's going on. It's about how much will we let them get away with before we tell them, yo, enough is enough. When are we going to say, look, listen, you scared us last year. We were scared because this was a new virus. This was a new disease. We didn't know nothing about it. We got treatments. We got a vaccine. You have this Delta variant, and the Delta variant, even though the cases are going up, but the deaths are not having a coinciding spike. Just look at the numbers. There's no misinformation there, as they'll try to say. I'm just saying there's not with the spike in cases, you would figure that there's a spike in deaths. But at the end of the day, between natural infection, between vaccination, we're going to have to live with this virus. We're going to have to live with it. And the question is, when the next pandemic comes, are we going to allow the government to do this stuff to us? Are you going to, this whole thing of second-class citizen, oh goodness, some words I have in my head that I just can't get out. Being a second-class citizen. There we go. Just because the fact that you choose not to get vaccinated. Look, if I've had a previous infection with COVID, which thank God I haven't, I have my friends in Texas. Their whole family got COVID last year. They just got it again. They're just currently suffering through it right now. But this time around, it wasn't as bad as it was the first time. Because why? Because a year later, even though they let's say if this is the Delta variant, they got the Delta variant, they have, they may have still gotten it, but their body knows how to fight off the disease. It's called an immune response. So if this whole thing is they just want to get us to take this vaccine. And like I said, full disclosure, I have, I got the J&J, but that's, just because I got it doesn't mean that I think that it should be mandated by the government to get. So anyway, like I said, this was what I knew was going to piss me off more, was this whole thing with the mandatory vaccinations there in New York City. It just, what annoys me too is, I still got my family that lives in New York. So I'm still go there. I got friends and family in New York. And now you're allowing the government to do this. And like I said, at the end of the day, when everything's racist, how is this not, having to have proof of vaccination? How is it not any different than having an ID to vote? So if you guys need to be consistent, which I know you're not, it's just about power. At the end of the day, it's a power play. And these politicians in New York are power hungry. And why am I stressing about New York? Because if you could stop it there, it's not, you could stop it from creeping over the other states. And then, because it'll look what's going on in California. You have one party control in California. You have people who fleeing the one party control in California and going to other states and bringing that bullshit with them. You left California for a reason. You leave New York, and then you go to these other states and vote the same bullshit in. And then you wonder, what's going on. You're the definition of insanity. You keep doing the same thing over and over again. Anyways, I'm gonna leave it there. I don't know if you're not willing to fight this, if you're just gonna lay down and die. I can't help you. That I'm I will fight any of these mandates because it's just bullshit. Anyways, I'm the Right Rican. I post my videos on YouTube and Rumble. And you can follow me on social media on Facebook, Twitter, Gab, and Telegram. Being said, have a good one.